Young Money and Cash Money contracts. And Drake's money when he was with them. It all went somewhere, and I'm thinking it went to Birdman's pockets, which is why Toni might be suing him for $160 million because he got it. But why would he be suing her? Well, let's go back to.
She married him, left him, and then demanded every single dollar he had. But was it all part of a plan from the very beginning? Because when the dust settled, one of R&B's biggest icons was being called a gold digger, a master manipulator, and possibly the boldest woman in music history. And her target? None other than the #1 stunner himself, Birdman. Now, we're not talking about some messy little breakup. We're talking betrayal, secret motives, missing jewelry, and a $160 million bombshell that blindsided fans and insiders alike. This wasn't just love gone wrong. This might have been a calculated move from day one. Or was it? Here's what we know. Toni Braxton and Birdman officially tied the knot on August 8, 2024. That alone shocked fans, because for years, their relationship had been a confusing roller coaster of breakups, rumors, and awkward silence. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared the world for what came next. Because just 2 days later, on August 10th, Toni filed for divorce. Not weeks, not months, 2 days. And if that wasn't jaw-dropping enough, she listed the marriage as irretrievably broken and requested, wait for it, $160 million in the settlement. Now, keep in mind, Birdman's net worth sits right around that number. So what Toni was essentially asking for was every single dime the man had. Fans were stunned. Some laughed it off as a bad joke. Others started digging into Toni's financial history. And what they found painted a much more complicated and suspicious picture. See, this wasn't Toni's first run-in with money trouble. Far from it. Back in 1998, when she was still riding high off the massive success of Unbreak My Heart, she shocked the world by filing for bankruptcy. It made headlines everywhere. People were confused. How could someone who sold over 20 million records go completely broke? The situation spiraled fast. There were rumors of reckless spending, legal battles with her record label, and luxury habits she just couldn't afford. She went on Oprah to clear the air, but even that turned into a PR disaster. Oprah pressed her hard, questioning her decisions and calling out the choices that got her into debt in the first place. Instead of taking it on the chin, Toni broke down. She said Oprah was mean and made her feel small. That moment stuck with people. It shifted the public's perception of her. Suddenly, she wasn't just the sultry, mysterious R&B star. She was messy, vulnerable, and possibly manipulative. But Toni did bounce back, at least for a while. She got things back on track and continued releasing music. Then in 2010, history repeated itself. Toni Braxton filed for bankruptcy again. And this time, the numbers were even worse. According to reports, she claimed her debts were between $10 million and $50 million. That's not just a financial setback. That's a full-blown collapse. She blamed the mess on medical issues, including the cancellation of her Las Vegas residency due to a serious heart condition. But there were whispers of deeper problems. Unpaid taxes, mounting legal fees, and insurance disputes that dragged on for years. Behind the glamorous image was a woman fighting to keep her head above water. Fast forward to 2016, Toni starts making headlines again, this time not for music, but for a surprising new relationship. She and Birdman step out publicly, and the internet loses its mind. The pairing made zero sense to most people. Toni was polished, elegant, old-school R&B royalty. Birdman? A tattooed rap mogul known for grills, fur coats, and flashy bravado. But somehow, it worked. Or at least it looked like it did. Then, in 2018, Birdman popped the question. He proposed with a $5 million yellow diamond ring that had everyone's jaw on the floor. It was huge, over the top, pure hip-hop royalty energy. Fans assumed the wedding would follow quickly, but it didn't. Months went by, then a year, then another. No wedding, just silence and weird vibes. Eventually, Toni claimed the ring was missing. She said she accidentally left it on a flight, and while her bag was returned, the $5 million rock had vanished. People were suspicious because, let's be honest, who just forgets a $5 million ring on a plane? Rumors quickly spread that she had pawned it to settle debts, that maybe the ring wasn't lost, it was sold. Quietly. Desperately. Birdman didn't say much. He played it cool in public, brushing the whole thing off like it wasn't a big deal. But insiders say that moment changed everything. The trust was broken. And from that point on, their relationship was on ice. By 2019, they officially split. Toni insisted there was no bad blood, no hard feelings, just two people going in different directions. She even told interviewers there was no chance of a reunion. That chapter was closed. Or so we thought. In 2023, something strange happened. Out of nowhere, Toni popped back up in Birdman's orbit. Insiders say she started spending the block, sending messages, showing up at events, even flirting publicly. At first, Birdman ignored it. He'd moved on. But Toni was persistent. According to people close to the situation, she kept pushing, and eventually those old feelings came creeping back in. One thing led to another, and suddenly they were back together. No warning, no explanation, just a full-on reunion after 4 years apart. Fans were confused. The timeline didn't add up. Why now? Why suddenly? Some believed it was genuine. Others had questions. Because right around the time Toni reappeared in Birdman's life, rumors were swirling that she was on the verge of financial ruin again. Whispers of a third bankruptcy started making the rounds. So when she and Birdman got married in 2024, it didn't feel like a love story. It felt like a power play. And then the plot twist no one saw coming. 2 days after the wedding, Toni filed for divorce. 2 days. She cited irreconcilable differences, said the marriage was beyond repair, and most shockingly, she requested $160 million in the settlement, Birdman's entire net worth. The audacity had fans gagged. How do you marry someone, leave them within 48 hours, and still demand their entire fortune? That's when 50 Cent chimed in. On Instagram, he mocked the situation, posting, "Now, watch women say, if you suck D for 16 years, you better get paid for it." It was classic 50, loud, crass, and polarizing. But it added fuel to an already blazing fire. Public opinion started shifting hard. People were calling Toni a scammer, a gold digger, a hustler in designer heels. Birdman, on the other hand, started speaking out. He said he felt betrayed, used, that Toni had played the long game, and played it well. And, according to some sources, the story gets even darker. Word is that when Toni couldn't get Birdman's money directly, she allegedly tried to sell off some of his jewelry. Nothing confirmed, but the whispers are loud. And they're getting harder to ignore, especially when you look at the pattern. Engagement ring gone, 2 bankruptcies, financial pressure mounting, then a sudden marriage followed by a multi-million-dollar divorce demand. It's hard not to connect the dots. Meanwhile, Toni's music career has quietly hit a wall. Her last album barely sold 7,000 copies. The one before that, just 16,000. For someone who used to dominate the charts, those numbers are grim. Her reality show, Braxton Family Values, was her backup plan. But even that's been losing steam. Without steady media attention or a hit single, Toni's financial future is looking shaky. And fans are starting to wonder, was this marriage really about love? Or was it about survival? Let's not forget the awkward interview she gave on the Tamron Hall show in 2022. The topic was supposed to be her lupus diagnosis. But when Tamron brought up Birdman, Toni froze. Her vibe shifted. She avoided eye contact. It was obvious something wasn't sitting right. And now, with everything coming to light, that moment feels like a preview of all the drama that was bubbling beneath the surface. This whole saga goes deeper than just celebrity gossip. It raises real questions about money, love, trust, and how far someone might go to stay afloat. Did Toni really scam Birdman out of $160 million? Or is he just bitter that she left him after everything they'd been through? Was she chasing a bag or trying to reclaim her independence? One thing's for sure, the story isn't over. With Birdman allegedly dragging her behind the scenes and Toni refusing to back down, the tension is only getting worse. And as more details come out, it's becoming clearer that someone got played. Hard. The only question now is who? Because if the rumors are true, Toni Braxton didn't just fumble the bag with Birdman. She might have been chasing it the whole time. And if Birdman really does decide to expose everything, every receipt, every betrayal, every lie, then we might finally see the side of Toni that's been hiding in plain sight all along. But until then, one thing's for certain. In this twisted saga of love, money, and betrayal, somebody always ends up paying the price.